Well, I hope all of you got the gift that you wanted this Christmas season. I hope all of you enjoyed your Christmas season, more importantly, with your friends, your family, those that you cherish dearly, and are excited about going into the year 2020 and saying goodbye to 2019 in just a couple of days from now. This is another installment of Around the Point, the final episode of 2019. It is Friday, December 27th, 2019. As I'm doing this recording, the time is 4:01 p.m. and it just hit me. It really hit me that 6 months to this very date, right? 6 months from now, this very date will be June 27th, 2020, and I will be 30 years old. Holy shit, I am entering my 30s. I thought I would never imagine that, but it is what it is. Yes, my hair is down. What are you going to do about it? I will bun it up somewhere in this podcast. I will be bunning up my hair and shit like that. Also, I did say this a while ago on Twitter, but I'm going to say it here again. In 2020, yes, this is going away. I am cutting my hair in 2020. That's a promise. I don't know when exactly, but it's going to happen, because I'll be real about it. I love my long hair. I really do. At the same time, though, I realize as you get older, there's certain things about you that has to change, you know? And that's what it is. This is the second time that I've grown out my hair. All my friends that at one time or another have had a man bun, they chopped theirs off. And I'm the last one. I'm the last survivor, basically. I'm the sole survivor, if you will. A couple things I want to get into today. I know this will be a very short show. If I can get this done in under 45 minutes, that will be a fucking miracle. Believe me when I say that. But anyway, I hope all of you are enjoying your Friday. Whatever it is that you're doing, besides listening to this show, whether it's, hey, enjoying your week at the barbershop, getting your haircuts done, getting ready for the new year, New Year's Eve, buying LQ, getting the Bally, whatever the fuck it is, I hope you're enjoying yourself, more importantly, I have no plans yet for New Year's. I know I'm doing something, but I have no idea what it is yet. But there'll be plans. Believe me when I say that too. I'll be real about it too. Going into 2019, I did not think that I will be doing yet another podcast, because I do host two podcasts. I have Around the Point, as you see every single week, live here on YouTube.com. Sometimes it's live, sometimes it's not. Also, Team Heel Podcast, which, by the way, this Sunday will be going live for our final episode of 2019 as well on that. That will be like a free-for-all show. Hopefully I get the guys again. Myself, Walter, Big Mike, Chase. If we can get OK Fabe, that'll be fucking awesome as well. I know OK Fabe is returning in January with the OK Fabe show over at Fight TV. So much stuff is going on. I cannot wait for the new year. I have a lot of projects in mind, a lot of ideas here in this fucking skull, if you will, that I'm going to put out there. As you can see, I have a new boom arm. I am an owner now of a Samsung boom arm. And it's cool and all, but what sucks is that the mic that I had, right, which was the Rode NT USB, a condenser mic, it was all metal. That mic is still here, but for whatever reason, it wasn't able to fit right here in this little part, because the screw in the Rode mic is small. Right, so I tried to take out the little port that's inside of it, and it wasn't working. So I tried to do like a DIY almost, like take this part right here and put it into the other mic. And when I did that, a little plastic piece ripped out of the other mic, which sucks because the other mic is probably my most beautiful mic. What you're seeing right here is my very first mic I ever purchased as a podcaster, the M Audio USB mic, which is still good. All right, it's always good It's always good to go back to the past, if you will. Granted, thankfully, I've kept this mic still, because I'm one of those people that want to remember my history, if you will, my past. This was a memory, my first mic that I ever purchased. I also have a Blue Snowball, which I still keep. That's for my on the road type of shit. Whenever I travel to like a different city and I do a podcast on the road, that's what I use, my Blue Snowball. So I still keep my mic. So thankfully I have this as my backup. So there you go with this. And again, I like it. I like the setup right now. I like how the arm is longer, if you will. I like that I can do that too. I really, really do. Now, again, there's so much to get into. Again, guys, there's so much to get into. If you are new to the channel, again, hit that subscribe button down below. Give the video a big old thumbs up. Share it through social media, wherever it is that you share videos and all that fun stuff. You can follow me on Twitter at HeelSteven. All right? Follow me there. I tweet. There are all these shows, Raw, SmackDown, NXT, AEW, and all that fun hippity hoopla. If you want to interact with what anything on the show, again, comment below. Or if you want to go on Twitter and interact, use that hashtag that you see on the bottom right, hashtag ATPoint, for all the fun stuff out there. Okay. So yes, a lot of stuff has happened before the year even ended. Right? Holy shit! I know. Yesterday, WWE did a house show at the Garden, the usual day after Christmas show at MSG. And what do you know? We have a new US champion. There's news regarding New Japan Pro Wrestling, because I know for a fact that a lot of you this time of the year are once again subscribing to New Japan World for WrestleKingdom coming up in a couple of days actually. Holy shit. WrestleKingdom 14 is coming up in a couple of days from New Japan Pro Wrestling in the Tokyo Dome. This year it'll be a 2-day event. A 2-day fucking event. That's huge. All right? And there are talks of there being a dual champion with the IWGP World title and the Intercontinental Championship. Hopefully they give it to Naito, but we'll get into that also later on. Before we get closer, as we get closer to WrestleKingdom, there's news on AEW. They're coming to Jersey. Holy shit, I'll be going. I made a decision. I am going, and something regarding Chris Starlander as well. All that and more, guys. Again, so thank you all for tuning in. So let's get into the show. Let's get into the big news that happened yesterday at MSG, at the Garden, right? WWE's home, right? They did a house show, and usually with these house shows, they're just, again, a show to put out for the kids, for the family, and stuff like that. But what really caught a lot of people's eyes is that there is a new United States champion. I did say throughout the show, I'm going to bun up my hair, right? I did say that. There's a new United States champion. There's a new U.S. champion. We had Rey Mysterio defend against Andrade. Andrade Skin Almas in a match where Andrade shocked everyone and beat Rey Mysterio for the United States Championship. Now, it's a surprise because, oh my God, it's on a house show. And granted, technically the Garden show is a house show. And what's cool about it, when you go to these house shows, you don't know what you're going to get. So I like that. I thought that was cool. Granted, this is Andrade's first singles title on the main roster since debuting on the main roster from NXT in 2018. And it's funny because on television, right? If you watch on television, they're doing this whole thing where they're teasing this whole thing between Andrade and Zelina where they might end up splitting, right? There's this whole miscommunication between both of them. They can't get on the same page. And yet here's Andrade finally now winning the U.S. title. And again, I'm happy for the guy. I am happy for him. He deserves it. He's killing it in the ring every single time. He's tearing it up, right? But at the same time, as happy as I am for this, right? In the back of your mind, let's keep it right. And I know Tyler said this from the Trademark Show, and shout outs to him on Twitter, that you know they're doing this because, hey, there's plans of probably putting that belt on Humberto Carrillo. And you think about it, right? Andrade is the new champion. I guarantee you on Raw this coming Monday, right? They're going to talk about how he's the new U.S. champion, how he beat Rey Mysterio at the Garden. Just to have Humberto Carrillo come out. And again, in theory, he does have a win over Andrade, multiple wins over him. So it makes sense that you want to do Humberto Carrillo and Andrade. But at the same time, it's like, yo, you've done everything in your power to make me, honestly, not care for Humberto Carrillo. And I said this on last week's episode of Tina Podcast. Myself, Chase, all of us. Again, Humberto Carrillo is not a bad talent. He's not. The problem is that you literally fed him to the wolves right away. And it did him no good. He lost to Rollins. He lost to Styles. He's just a guy on the roster right now. He reminds me a lot of Santiago Nunes from the movie Goal. If any of you watch that movie, you know what I'm talking about. That's basically what he is. They're trying to make him the next Latin star. The next Latin star. Speaking of Latin stars, I got some news also on Bad Bunny. I won't talk about that too later on in the show. But Stone Cold Steve Austin. And it just feels, to me, honestly, it feels forced. To me, the big Latin star that they have is Rey Mysterio. It's not Cain Velasquez, it's Rey fucking Mysterio. And again, Rey holding the belt, it was fine for what it was. It was a consolation prize, let's be real about it, when he lost at Survivor Series to Brock Lesnar, right? That you put the U.S. title on Rey Mysterio, and again, you're not going to have Humberto beat Rey. Hell fucking no. No one's going to buy into that shit. No one was. That's why that match on Raw a couple weeks ago, not even that, I take that back. That was like a couple weeks ago, even before that, when AJ was champion. But still, the point is, though, no one's buying into Humberto Carrillo as a contender. No one really is. I'm sorry. Good talent, all the fuck you want. I get it. You want to crop people out of that cruiserweight division, right? It make them feel like big deals, right? But it's tough when you got guys like Tony Nese, who I think is more worthy, in my opinion, than Humberto Carrillo, getting his ass kicked every single fucking week on television. You have someone like Akira Tozawa, right, who tore it up on that gauntlet match, right? A couple of weeks ago, like, was it a week ago or so, right? It was him and Ricochet in there, and they tore it up for whatever it was, just to not have a winner at the end. And yet, again, the writing's on the wall with this shit. And in a way, I kind of hate it. And again, I'm pretty sure at the Royal Rumble, Humberto and Andrade will have a fun match. There's no doubt about it. But again, if you really want to do this, okay, fantasy book here, then I say you do it at WrestleMania. I'm not saying that it's going to happen. For all we fucking know, at the Royal Rumble, you can have Humberto Carrillo beat Andrade, probably on the kickoff show, because why the fuck not? But I just hate where this shit's going in a way. And again, you're going to probably say, oh, Steve, you really can't say that right now. You know, you got to be positive. Andrade's the new champion, and rightfully so. To me, it's funny because I said this a long time ago when Andrade was in NXT, right? I looked at Andrade as a future Intercontinental Champion. And now he's the U.S. Champion, which, let's be real about it, in WWE programming, the U.S. title really isn't shed. The U.S. title is looked at like, okay, it's a consolation belt, whatever. No one really gives a shit about it. It's a belt just for you to hold on to, just so they can come up with an idea for you on television. You know? And again, I can give it a chance, but I just know where this shit's going. Guys, give me your thoughts in the comments below. Your thoughts on the idea that we're going to likely see a Humberto Carrillo and Andrade program where the writing's kind of on the wall, right? They really want to build Humberto Carrillo as this top Latin star, right? And you can make the argument to, oh, the reason why Andrade won because, oh my God, he's dating Charlotte Flair and this and that. And by the way, him winning got a good reaction on Twitter. So, again, let's see where this goes. Again, guys, give me your thoughts in the comment threads. Your thoughts on Andrade being U.S. champion. Your thoughts on potentially it being Humberto Carrillo to challenge him for the championship and all that stuff. This is Around the Point. I am Heel Steven. You can call me Steve. We're going into 2020. The year's ending. And if you notice, I got this awesome overlay, right? This fucking beautiful fucking overlay. And if you want awesome overlays and awesome graphics and awesome logos, then go no further. Listen, say no more. Hit up my man Salrex on Twitter right now at SRXGFX. Tell him that I sent you, okay? Not only is he responsible for the graphic designs of myself on this channel, he's also responsible for the graphic designs for JD from NY206, the host of Off the Script, the Solid Monster, the host of the Solid Monster Sounds Off, two podcasters that I listen to on a daily. Awesome guys. I met them both. And of course, he's also responsible for the graphic designs for House of Glory Wrestling, a awesome promotion here in the New York, New Jersey, tri-state area, which I tend to go to their shows a lot of times whenever I get a chance. And always a fun time. It really, really is a fun time. And if you happen to be ever in the New York area, whenever they have a show, go. It's fun. It really, really is fun. But again, guys, if you want awesome graphic designs, hit them up on Twitter at SRXGFX. Tell them that I sent you. And likely in 2020, I know for a fact Salrex will do amazing stuff for me as well. So there's that as well, guys. New Japan Pro Wrestling, NJPW WrestleKingdom is a couple of days away. And I have not really looked at the match card right now. as really as I should. But let's get into the show. Let's look at the match card right now, right? I know it's a 2-day event. It's a fucking 2-day event right now. Holy crap, yo. Apparently, it will be on both January 4th and January 5th. Keep that in mind, right? On New Japan World, or you can get it on Fight TV, right? But this is literally the match card, right? Again, it's a 2-day show, guys. A 2-day fucking show. So on night 1, you have apparently a tag team match, right? Apparently, yeah, we're going to have women's wrestling. A Stardom special match, right? A tag match. You have Mayu Iwatani and Arisa Hoshiki. Again, I'm not going to sit here and pretend I know these women because I don't watch Stardom. All right, yeah, versus Julia and Hana Kimura, right? That's big in a way. The fact that you have women on the show going at it for the first time, I guess in a long time. They're going to have apparently the fact too that New Japan now owns Stardom. So that's cute. That's cool in a way, right? That's pretty much the dark match on the show, right? That's the dark match. I guess it will not air on New Japan World. I could be wrong on that. So we'll see what happens with that. You also have the Great Bash heels of Tomoaki Hamna and Taiji Makabe, and Yuya Uemura versus Yota Tsuji, Toa Hinare, and Alex Coffin, Clark Connors, and Carl Fredericks. An 8-man tag team match, basically, which is fine. I guess some of these guys are like some of the young lions there, so why the hell not? Again, from the New Japan Dojo and the New Japan Dojo in LA. Cool, get them exposure. Why the fuck not? You also have Tenkuzi of Hiroshi Tenzan and Satoshi Kojima versus Yuji Nagata and Manabu Nakanishi. Another tag team match. So basically, there will not be a New Japan Rumble, which I kind of been a fan of, but it is what it is. You have Liger, Fujinami, Grace Sasuke, and Tiger Mask versus Naoki Sono, Shiryu Otani, Tatsu. I'm botching these names. I know that for a fact. All right, Tatsushido Tawalala or Takawala, whatever the fuck his name is. Again, I apologize for the botching of these names. And Taguchi, right? So there's that. It's another 8-man tag. You have Lij of Evil Sonata, Shingo Takashi, and Bushi versus Suzuki Guns of Minoru Suzuki, Taichi, Zack Sabre Jr., and El Desperado. You have Chaos of Hiroki Goto, Tomohiro Ishii, Toriyano, and Yoshihashi Boo versus Bullet Clubs of Balak Fale, Chase Owens, Kenta, and Yujiro Takahashi. Again, another 8-man. There's a lot of 8-man tags, I swear to God, on these New Japan shows, which I kind of am not big on, honestly. I just feel like they're just filler matches to put these guys on the show. You also have Lance Archer versus Jon Moxley from AEW for the IWGP US title in a Texas death match. It's a last man standing rules, basically, where again, if you don't answer a 10 count, you lose. And likely that will be Moxley's final match in New Japan. As you guys know, he is committed to AEW. You also have on this show Will Ospreay defending the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship versus Hiromu Takahashi. You have also Jay White versus Tetsuya Naito for the Intercontinental Championship. And the winner of that match will meet the winner of Kota Ibushi and Okada for the IWGP title at night 2. So it'll be title versus title, basically, right? And also on night 2, you have yet a gauntlet match for the never open weight 6-man tag team championships, right? You have Jushin Thunder Liger and Naki Sono versus Dragon Lee and Hiromu Takahashi, right? It's funny because they used to feud, so that's kind of weird, but it is what it is. You have Bullet Club, Taiji Ishimori, and El Fantasma versus Roppongi 3K for the IWGP Junior Tag Team Championships. You have Zack Sabre Jr. versus Sonata for the IWGP. Oh my bad, for the British Heavyweight Championship. You have either the winner, you have Juice Robinson versus the winner of either Moxley or Archer for the U.S. title on night 2. That could probably be, again, either Moxley probably winning, but we'll see on that one as well. You have Kenta versus Hiroki Goto for the Never Openweight Championship. You have either the winner of Okada And you either have you either have the loser of the Okada Ibushi match versus the loser of the Tetsuya Naito and Jay White match. Then you have Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Chris Jericho. That's another dream match. Why the fuck not? And then you have the winner of the Okada Ibushi match, who will be the IWGP champion, facing the winner of the Jay White Tetsuya Naito match for the Intercontinental Championship. So it'll be title for title on night 2. So it's a stacked card, right? It's stacked as all hell. But what's kind of crazy about all this, right? Because they announced this literally, I guess today. I found out about this. And it's kind of like disappointing in a way. Apparently, from what I'm hearing, so it turns out that New Japan is not planning to broadcast this on US television. Usually with WrestleKingdom, they play the replay on AXS TV. They've done this for years, right? For so many years, New Japan has this ability to be on AXS TV. And for whatever reason, it's not going to happen this year. It's not. To the point where New Japan Global on Twitter wrote the following quote in response to US fan queries. End quote. There are currently no plans to broadcast New Japan Pro Wrestling events in 2020. WrestleKingdom 14 included in the US. Thank you for joining us on TV so far. We invite you to join at New Japan World for all the action in 2020, live and in English. Now, a lot of people, let's be real about it, are not planning on forking over whatever it costs for New Japan World. And last time I checked, it's cheaper than the WWE Network when you convert yen to dollars. That being said, too, a lot of people find it very convenient. Hey, I can watch it later on a Friday night, whatever the fuck it may be, on AXS TV, on English commentary. It may not be the whole show, but it'll be a part of the show, but still I can watch it on AXS TV. It sucks now because you think about this too. Who owns AXS TV now? Anthem. And what happens to be on Anthem? Impact Wrestling. So you gotta believe in a way that Anthem now wanting Impact to be the focal wrestling promotion on that platform on AXS TV, you know for a fact they had to be involved in some way, shape, or form. And at the same time, it kind of makes Impact look bad in a way. I get it. Hey, listen, if you're Impact Wrestling, if you're Ed Norham and all them people, you want to be, I guess, top notch, right? You want to be, I guess, the top. If you're Ed Norham, you want Impact to be the top premier brand, right? Wrestling promotion on that platform, right? And to have New Japan, right? You have to have New Japan Pro Wrestling on their biggest show of the year be on that platform, right? It's kind of like if you're Ed Norham, like, hell no, fuck that. It's at the same time, it makes Impact look petty. Because again, you think about it, right? Impact, right, is doing a lot of good things, right? They're doing a lot of good things right now that I'm sort of enjoying, right? Sami Callihan, the current world champion. Him and Tessa are going to go at it at Hard to Kill, right? Just all that stuff, right? But at the same time, again, to make Impact more interesting, right? Imagine if they partnered up with New Japan. Imagine like a working relationship, right? With New Japan Pro Wrestling. Granted, New Japan, for whatever reason, still has this commitment to Ring of Honor. And that likely won't happen, right? But again, it kind of makes them look bad, in my opinion. But at the same time, though, if you're New Japan, you want the U.S. audience, right, to get New Japan World. Because they want to break records. They want to get numbers up there. So I can understand that too. But at the same time, though, it kind of sucks if you're someone that's planning on watching this on AXS TV. And that was your plan, right? You can't do it no more. Now you got to get New Japan World. So it is what it is. I will likely resubscribe to New Japan World. I will. And to watch WrestleKingdom on both days, I will have a review up. Believe me when I say that. It'll not be right away, but it'll happen. Because, again, I'm not planning on staying up to fucking 4 in the morning or 3 in the morning and watch it till fucking 9 a.m. or so because I have work that day probably. But still, it should be a fun show for what it is, and there's that. Speaking of which, New Japan and all that stuff. Kenny Omega was on the Young Bucks show called Room Service, right? It's like this YouTube show that they do where the Young Bucks and whoever is their guest, they order room service at wherever it is AEW's in, right? They order room service, and this whole thing as well is like they're doing a shoot interview. And in this interview, they talked about the Ring of Honor departing also New Japan Pro Wrestling, and how Kenny Omega really didn't like the way that was handled, right? At the same time, and I look at all this and I think about it too, right? Like, wait a minute. You know, and I get it, you know, hey, when you look at New Japan Pro Wrestling, they wanted Kenny Omega to be that face, right, for the US market. It's obvious they did. They put the belt on him, right? They gave Kenny Omega the best run, right? In 2016, he was like the wrestler of the year, right? You make the same argument in 2017 with the match with Okada and all that stuff, right? And if you're Kenny, hey, you didn't like how that whole thing was handled at the end. And people have given their thoughts on all this. How, you know, the Bucks and Kenny had all the right to do what they want to do. It's their business. They're no longer obligated. And the way I look at it too, and I said this a long time ago, you have to go back to being the elite. And I'm going to find the video right now. I know the video is up here somewhere. Okay. I know the video. It's in their YouTube channel. I'll have a link in the description box. I'll post a link on Twitter. And I said this on Twitter too. Like, yo, when you think about it, is in this video, in this episode of Being the Elite, where they announced AEW, where they showed AEW, the logo and all that stuff, right? They literally showed it on outside the Tokyo Dome, right? It's episode 132 of Being the Elite, by the way. In case you're wondering what it is, it's episode 132 of Being the Elite. And in this episode, they're outside the Tokyo Dome. You have Cody, you have the Bucks and Hangman Page outside. There was at that time when they were doing the whole countdown on their phones, right? Wondering what the fuck they even meant. And you found out that, hey, it was AEW, right? And they turned their phones to one another, and you see the logos of Double or Nothing in AEW. And they were outside the Tokyo Dome. And so if you're New Japan, right? You look at this like, wait a minute. We put all this on you guys, right? All the weight of the company and all that shit, right? Well, in Kenny's case, right? Just so you guys can present your new promotion outside of the home, right, of their biggest show of the year. And if you're New Japan, that's kind of like a slap in the face. So I can understand New Japan's point of view on it. Again, there are people that will say, oh, Steven, you don't know what you're talking about. It's not right. It is what it is with the Bucks and Kenny. They had every right to do what they want to do. It's fine. But again, it's like making out with your new girlfriend outside of your ex-girlfriend's house, basically. Kind of what it's like. What they did. But yeah, kind of sucks, but it is what it is. At this point, I said this last week, to me, and I said this a while ago as well, to me, Kenny Omega is like the most disappointing wrestler of 2019. He went from being the most talked about wrestler, right, in 2018, 2017, 2016, right, having those killer matches with Okada, the G1, all that, to his stock just devaluing itself. His stock has gone so low. So fucking low. You can make the argument, oh, EVP, should have gone to WWE. We don't know how he would have been treated in WWE. That's fine and dandy too. I just think it just sucks right now. Hopefully his 2020 is better than his 2019. Okay? And a lot for AEW as well. Speaking of AEW, let's get into this right now. AEW, All Elite Wrestling. Okay? They are coming to the Prudential Center. That's right. AEW is coming to the Prudential Center on March 25th. Yes, they are coming to the Prudential Center on Wednesday, March 25th in Newark, New Jersey, where I happen to be from. In Jersey, the Prudential Center is literally, I shit you not, a 10-minute train ride from my house. And I will be going to that show. Tickets go on sale January, to my understanding, they go on sale on January 24th at noon Eastern Time. This is basically AEW's first show in the tri-state area, New York, New Jersey, right, Connecticut, if you will. And people were wondering for a long time, hey, when will they come to New York? When will they come over here, right? When will they come to, let's say, the Barclays Center or Madison Square Garden? And it's crazy because Cody Rhodes posted a tweet that said the following quote: "Thank you, Prudential Center, for bypassing politics and nonsense and just giving the Jersey and New York fans what they want. I can't wait. Hashtag Merry Christmas. He tweeted this out on the 25th of December, which was a couple of days ago at 11:55 a.m. So there's been issues. You can make the argument WWE tried to get involved and prevent AEW from coming here to the New York, New Jersey area. Could this mean that WWE will no longer come to Prudential? I'll keep it real with you too. I thought when the news came out they're coming to Jersey, I thought they'd probably go to like Rutgers. They'd probably go to like Rutgers University, something like that. But no, they're coming to Prudential, which is not bad. I think it's great, awesome for the fans. I have a lot of friends that live, let's say, in the Connecticut area, in the Philly area, that'll be coming over to watch this show. I'll be there too. Because I want to, again, I said this a long time ago. When Double or Nothing happened, I gotta experience this whole thing. I gotta see it for myself. And yes, I've been critical. But it doesn't mean that I don't want to see these companies. I do. I want to see this company succeed. I want them to do good. Right? I want them to get their shit together as well. And hopefully in 2020, they can get that happening. You really, really do. I really hope that actually does happen. Now, speaking of AEW as well, it's been reported that a little change has come into play. A little change. Change has happened, apparently. So it turns out that on the January 1st show, right? On the January 1st show, okay? On the January 1st show, it was supposed to be Riho versus Chris Starlander for the AEW Women's Championship, right? That was the set match. And it turns out that AEW on Twitter on literally today at 12:31 p.m., they tweet out the following in quote, "Due to prior commitments, Chris Starlander will not be in Jacksonville to face Riho for the AEW Women's World Championship on Wednesday, January 1st. Riho will still defend her championship in a fatal four-way between Nyla Rose, Britt Baker, and Hikaru Shida. If I'm picking a winner right now, honestly, you got to put the belt on Nyla Rose. I think, honest, at this point in juncture. Okay? That's just me. At the same time, they haven't really featured that much of Nyla Rose. I mean, you could put the belt on Britt Baker, aka Joseph Benavidez, of that women's division. But at the same time, it kind of sucks because if you're Chris Starlander, if you're AEW, right, the fact that you crown a number one contender, and said number one contender, I guess before being signed had indie booking still. I guess she has to, again, fulfill her commitment. That's fine and dandy. But at the same time, though, the fact that AEW didn't check up on this, it makes them look so Bush League. Here's the thing. If you're AEW, to these talent that are under contract to AEW, that should be your main commitment. That should be the bee's knees, if you will, right? Top dog, right? And yet it makes them look so Bush League when they still have to commit to an independent booking on that date. They're basically saying that, hey, that commitment is more important to our women's championship match, right? That's how this comes off, in my honest opinion. Okay? That's how this comes off. It sucks. It really, really does. But what can you do? Okay? What can you fucking do? Also been reported that apparently, starting in 2020, all the records will be cleared, right? They'll be cleared, so everyone has a clean slate, which kind of ruins it in a way because all this time of television just gone to waste, basically. Unless they want to do this like a season thing, like, oh my god, it's season 2, which is kind of like, but we'll see. But nonetheless, the fact that they're coming to Jersey in March, I'm excited. I'll be going to see what the fuck is this, all the fuss is about AEW, right? I got a couple friends that are going as well. I'll likely be going with DJ Eric, who is an AEW fan, a diehard, if you will. So I'll be unique. I'll likely do a vlog. We'll see what happens. So there's that. Well, I'm going to probably wrap this up right now. I'm going to see what else is going on right now in the news. If there's anything that I missed that I should talk about, right? And no, apparently also Taz will be announcing on the New Year's Day edition of Dynamite. That's cool as well. And yeah, That's also, oh yeah, one more thing before I wrap this up. How can I forget? Bad Bunny, yo. Bad fucking Bunny. My man Bad Bunny, yo, is killing it right now. As you guys know, I'm a big fan of Bad Bunny, right? So Bad Bunny, a couple of days ago, dropped the music video for Quien Tu Eres, right? Who are you? That's basically what it means in English. Off his album Por Siempre, that dropped last year. Last year's Christmas, that's when the album dropped. The video came out a couple of days ago. Kind of weird, but it is what it is. And in case you guys don't know, Bad Bunny is a diehard wrestling fan as well. He's been backstage in a lot of WWE events, especially in WrestleMania and all that stuff, right? And in a lot of his songs, he referenced wrestling, like wrestlers and wrestling moves and stuff like that. He has in the past. If you want, or if you're wondering what the fuck he says in the music, if you wonder what he says in his music, because I get it at the same time, the fucker doesn't speak English. So in this music video, he features Stone Cold Steve Austin, WWE Hall of Famer, right? And in the video, you see Austin literally kicking ass, right? Dropping a mud hole, walking it dry. He drops a stunner. And at the end of the video, Steve Austin and Bad Bunny have a beer bag. They're drinking beer. They're throwing it down, drinking beer, right? And then at the end of the video, Austin stuns Bad Bunny. And the funny thing, in the video, you see Austin say, "Nobody fucking messes with my bunny," which is funny. It is what it is. But to me, honestly, that's huge. People, I feel like, don't realize how big this is for Latin culture, for Latin music. Just the crossover, right? And Bad Bunny is hitting those barriers. He did a song in 2017 with Ric Flair, Chambea, 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 right? He done songs with Drake, freaking, who else? Mark Anthony, Will Smith, to name a few, Cardi B, right? Future, the list goes on, right? And to have featured in the song, arguably, probably the face of the Attitude Era, one of his childhood heroes. That's big, bro. That's fucking huge. It's a win. It's a fucking win. And I know, again, a lot of people may not give a shit about this, may not really realize how big this is, but this is fucking huge, yo. It's a win for music, for the Latin culture, and for wrestling too. It really, really is, in my humble opinion. That's all I want to say here, guys. Give me your thoughts in the comments below. Anything that I discussed in this video, in this podcast. I want to wish all of you a very happy and safe New Year's. Enjoy ending 2019. Behave, drink responsibly, right? Don't get caught up too much, on the alcohol and all that shit. And hopefully all your dreams, all your commitments, everything that you are working for becomes a reality in 2020, okay? I will be doing one more podcast, believe it or not, before the year ends. That'll be Team Hill Podcast coming up this Sunday. Hopefully all the crew, all the boys get together one last time before the year ends and all that fun stuff. But this is going to wrap up for me. You can follow me on Twitter at HeelSteven. Use the hashtag that you see on the bottom of the screen, hashtag ATPoint. And yeah, it's going to be it for me, guys. Thank you all for tuning in. I'll be 30 in a couple of months. Can't believe it. In 2020, I'll be 30. I don't even look like 30. Bless me. Anyway, guys, thank you all for tuning in. This has been Around the Point.